Chapter 9. The ground gave way slightly under Alexei Volkov's boots as he took another step across the formerly swampy terrain. A fine network of hair-thin cracks crisscrossed the not yet completely dry surface, which looked like an archaic map in the red-gold light of the setting sun of Skull 4. The air was filled with the mineral smell of the exposed soil, mixed with the sweet scent of the purple pioneer plants, already taking root at the edge of the terrain. Alexei pushed his goggles onto his forehead and wiped the sweat from his brow. Today's humid heat still hung over the land, although the sun was already low and casting long shadows over the uneven terrain. 5 kilometers from the bustling basin of Ekaterienburg, this place felt like another world, quiet, untouched, and as the soil values are promising. Look at this mineral composition, Alexei said, handing his datapad to Nikolai Petrov. The device glowed a soft blue and projected a series of complex graphs and columns of numbers into the air between them. This will be an ideal location for the new agricultural station. Nikolai nodded approvingly as he scanned the data with a practiced eye. His weather-beaten skin stretched over prominent cheekbones that bore witness to years of work under foreign suns. He had rolled up the sleeves of his practical work uniform, revealing scarred forearms, reminders of previous terraforming projects in the harsh Eurasia system. The oxygen permeability is better than expected, he confirmed in his deep, calm voice. His fingers expertly swiped through the projected data, zooming in on individual sections and adding his notes. If we start here with a genetically adapted wheat variety, we can harvest as early as next season. The buzzing of the analysis drones, which buzzed over the site like metallic insects, created a calming background noise. Each continuously collected data point was transmitted directly to the central colony database. Their shimmering surfaces reflected the evening light in short, dazzling flashes. Don't trust any figures you haven't manipulated yourself, Marina Orlova replied dryly. The soil chemist knelt in the still damp ground, her special gloves already covered in dark mud and reddish minerals. Her short practical hair fell into her forehead as she took another sample and slid it into a portable analyzer. The device buzzed briefly and flashed green. The pH value fluctuates too much for my taste. We should cultivate the western plot first. Marina stood up and knocked the dirt off her knees. Her movements were precise and economical, the sign of years of fieldwork under challenging conditions. She brushed back an unruly strand of hair and fixed the two men with her analytical gaze as she uploaded the results of her soil sample. Her holographic terrain map between them updated automatically as Marina's data was integrated. New color codes such as ink and water spread across the western area, changing the project's priorities in real time. Alexei was about to reply when a movement at the edge of the exposed ground caught his attention. The setting sun cast a long shadow ahead, sliding across the exposed ground like a dark finger. A woman in the characteristic white robes of the HELIX sisters strode towards them, with an unnaturally upright posture, each of her steps precise and deliberately placed. Her face was partially obscured by a ceremonial hood bearing the double-stranded symbol of the Church of Genetic Purity. The silver of this emblem caught the evening light, sending smaller reflections of light like silent warnings ahead. "Trouble's coming," Marina muttered, rising fully from kneeling. Her voice was calm, but how she slipped off her gloves and carefully stowed her analyzer betrayed her tension. Nikolai crossed his arms before his broad chest in an involuntary protective gesture. The muscles in his neck tensed visibly. What does HELIX want here? The sector governor personally approved the permits for this project. His voice barely concealed frustration, a sign of how often religious intervention had already... "Quiet," Alexei said quietly but firmly. With a subtle wave, he signaled his team to stand down. As the newly appointed colonial leader, he was responsible for negotiating with the religious authorities, a diplomatic challenge far beyond his promotion after discovering the periodically opening window in the energy shield had brought him prestige and new challenges, for which he often felt inadequately prepared. The gentle evening breeze carried the faint scent of incense and synthetic cleanses, the characteristic smell of the HELIX sisters, whose strict purity rituals regulated even their bodily exhalations. Drones seemed to notice the newcomers and retreated discreetly into higher layers of air, as if even these mechanical helpers sensed the conflict. The HELIX sister approached with measured steps. Her every movement seemed precise, almost mechanical, as if following an invisible pattern on the ground. The mud marks on her otherwise pristine white boots bore witness to a lengthy march through the rough terrain, a remarkable concession to practical necessity for someone from the otherwise purity-minded order. "Genetic peace with you," she greeted the team with the ritual formula. Her voice was calm and distant, well modulated like a recording. The slight accent betrayed her origins in the upper echelons of Kazakh society. "I am Sister Ivanova of the Genetic Tribunal. Your activities here have attracted the attention of the church." A microscopic twitch at the corner of Marina's mouth betrayed her opinion of this arrival, but she remained silent in the background. Nikolai suddenly seemed to take an intense interest in the ground data that still hovered between them, though his posture signaled his defensiveness. Alexei bowed slightly, as protocol demanded, sensing the fine line between respect and submission. His posture carefully preserved that fine line. "Genetic peace with you too, sister. We are merely engaged in the preliminary analysis for the approved agricultural project."
Hey, I would be happy if you could give my video a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date.